what a map it was. Dust 2 eventually goes to Fnatic. I don't think most people expected that after watching the first half, even well into the second half as EnVyUS was leading. But gentlemen, what a match. I mean, what force Fnatic is showing in the finals here at ESL 1 Cologne 2015.
Comeback is real. I think that's the first thing you can start off saying. Other thing is, we're looking at the scoreboard. No one reached 30 frags, and everyone was around 20 to 28. That just shows that everyone contributed and no one was like off the table. Other than that, I really think that it shows how important that long control was as a terrorist at Dust 2. You saw in the overtime as well, Fnatic just kept utilizing this long control, and that was also what EnVyUS lost to TSM on. Losing that long control every single time, getting pushed back to these awkward battles on short, just doesn't work.
Don't forget one thing though, Samler, before coming into the game, he had a vision, and the vision was timeout.
It's true.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I mean,
no, let's not talk. Let's forget about it. Yeah. Let's never mention that again.
I mean, Fnatic are just they're almost like the Counter-Strike gods. They're like the top of the top tier of the top tier, because just that comeback is just amazing. Everything going against them, they were getting crushed for so long. Envy had all the momentum. They were just bullying their way. It was no respect. And in the middle of the match, Fnatic forces Envy into a slower pace, forces them to respect him.
Exactly, and like we were joking about when we were watching the game, they entered the danger zone because that's when Fnatic get dangerous. That's when like Envy as a new team and as a fresh team and a team that heavily relies on frags, if they lose that momentum and it turns into a grind game, we saw exactly what happened to Virtus.pro in the semifinals. Fnatic, that's where they thrive. They're used to these sorts of situations, battling back from behind. They will just go round after round after round, as we saw here. I mean, 10-15 to score and Fnatic go 9 rounds in a row, and that's what this team is capable of. This is why, for the longest time, they were the best team in the world.
That's perfectly said, because it went from EnVyUS rushing up middle as CT to all of a sudden being insanely passive, because oh, Fnatic won once on us being aggressive. We just have to play it passive and save, boys. Yeah. We got this in our pockets. All of a sudden, you know, the comeback is just real. The money is just building upon Fnatic. And it was some very shady buys coming in from EnVyUS as well. We were addressing, maybe they just need that Auburn Kenny, but even that in the overtime just wasn't strong enough.
I mean, that 4-kill for me, for Crims, yeah, they won like 2 rounds prior to that, but then that one, it's just, because you saw how down Fnatic were, again, coming in from a very tough game versus Virtus.pro. In here, we were talking about EnVyUS getting probably the momentum in the beginning of the game, but a round like that will give the whole team more energy, and like, the whole thing is like, if he can do it, so can I. And then all of a sudden, I don't think Olaf had a single frag for the first 7 rounds.
Yeah.
And then after that, he started pushing up, and obviously he got activated as well. And this is the turning point. You saw that as well in the VP game with Fnatic. He had a very poor showing on Mirage. They ended up losing that, and then he started being activated, and that's when Fnatic started winning. They need Olfmeister to be on the server.
Well, now we're moving on to Cobblestone, and I mean, just even if you don't know the game that well, just looking after that game, you're thinking Fnatic looking way stronger mentally. EnVyUS not able to control their momentum there. And EnVyUS does get to start CT here on Cobble, but we've also seen throughout this week that some teams actually seem to perform better on the T side on Cobble. What are your thoughts, initial just summaries real quick before we jump into map number 2? I
would say in general, between teams of this caliber and with the playstyle they have, a lot of maps actually gets kind of terrorist-sided because they have so many force buys, they're pressuring the CT economy to so many ecos and shady buys, and especially on Cobble where you can just utilize the close, narrow angles with the Tech 9s, etc.
Exactly.
It's just going to be strong for the terrorist half. I feel like it's looking very good for Fnatic.
Yeah, I think with losing Dust 2 that Fnatic is going to take this 2-0 now. I think that pretty much seals it. I think they're just too good on Cobble. Especially, you got to think with a new team that's just been put together, one of their biggest weaknesses is going to be that map pool. Haven't had as much time to go over all the maps as in depth, get all the experience on it as a 5-man team, and I think Fnatic, they just showed they can stop anything that Envy throws at them.
Do you think that it's possible, though, that because Fnatic just played Cobble versus Virtus.pro, and you know, a few of the Envy players were just sitting right here, you know that they're downloading everything that they see. Is Pronax going to be versatile enough to be able to change up the game to catch Envy off guard, or is it just like, okay, Olaf, JW, go, just go?
It's probably a little bit of both. I think there's a little bit of that fear of Olaf in Envy now. I mean, he went nuts there towards the end of that Dust 2 match. Sure. Crims got him right back into it. Crims stopped that momentum, and Olaf carried it the rest of the way.
Fifth, what do you think about this matchup?
I mean, considering the 3 Envy players that has actually won a major, I don't think this will be a concern to them. KennyS and Apex once again. But KennyS, he played great on that Dust 2 game. But I wonder if things going to get to his head now. Coming into the second one, it's like, oh, if I lose this, I'm not going to get a chance to be a major title holder. Just to point out, though, the former LDLC roster used to be great on Cobblestone. And if they had any chance on playing this at all now, because Apex used to be a god on this map, he just went ham, and Kyoshima as well. And then you also have KennyS now opping on both the T side and the CT side. If anything, if they end up stacking the B bomb side, KennyS can just have control over the whole A area CT and just rely heavily on the heavy rotation coming in and just try to keep the B side on lockdown. So I wouldn't count EnVy out as of yet.
Yeah, I'm happy to hear that because Moses is speaking too much logic here and just talking about not seeing a third map. I mean, everyone wants to see that Inferno get played.
I mean, I'm not counting them out, but the likely. I mean, Fnatic, this is one of their beast mode maps. I mean, I just think all the cards are stacked against EnVy at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, it's good that you mentioned Apex, but just like on Dust 2, Kyoshima top fragged on Dust 2 for this team, but on Cobble, he also enters his own element. It is his playground, and if you get that guy in AK, well, things can go, you know, don't you remember that?
I do remember.
Once, right?
I remember
things can go south really quickly.
Yes.
So
I did not have a good time.
We have to keep looking at Kyoshima basically to bring the results here, to lead the charge and continue locking down signs for EnVy.
All right, well, one map down, but we'll see is EnVy strong enough to fight back on the selection that Fnatic had in the map vetoes and picks. Cobblestone coming up next. Is Fnatic just going to secure it with a 2-0, go for the back-to-back major titles, back-to-back ESL1 titles, or will EnVy let all of us around the world watch an excellent match on Inferno? Time to find out.
Thank you very much, guys. What a match we just had. How can it be equal? That is the question. Cobblestone is next, and you just heard what all the guys have to say about it. What do you have to say about this one, Henry?
I just think the key thing for EnVyUS here is they need to make sure they don't let anything from the last map come into this one. Obviously, it's going to be very disappointing, and there probably was some bickering towards the end as to what happened there, but you need to pick yourself up, go into the next one. They have got the CT start here on Cobbles. It's a perfect opportunity for them to actually get some momentum on the board. The thing is, though, they're up against Fnatic. We know how strong they can be on that T side. It's going to be very hard to actually shut them out.
I always reckon that it's very easy to convince yourself that, you know, let's forget about the last minute, let's go on right up until you get the result of the pistol round. If you win that pistol round, you're going to get confirmation, it's gone, we're good to go again, let's continue on. If you lose it, then whatever doubts you had from the last round or the last map will start to trickle back in again. So a good, clean start here for EnVy, I think it's going to be very important. And statistically throughout the tournament, they've not won that many pistol rounds. They're actually quite bad at winning the pistol rounds.
So I'd assume on their CT pistol, it's very important that you actually gain some mid control at the start. You want to try and get information, work out whether the T's are rushing B, a common tactic we normally see.
So here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Map 2, Cobblestone between EnVy and Fnatic. It is the ESL1 Cologne 2015 Grand Finals. Will Fnatic make it 3 in a row? Or will EnVyUS get themselves their second? It's not 3 in a row, but you know what I mean.
Well, I doubt that they will worry about that as long as they win the titles. I think they're going to be
I don't think they'll care.
Just fine with winning 3 majors. That, I mean, that would be sort of a very, very solid statement. And EnVy, they've got this one map to try and see if they can deny it on. The crowd is definitely ready here in Lanxess, and it's a fairly quick push right into Kenny's position. He sees them and instantly falls back. He's got just armor, and he just tries to see if he can make it back around the corner. And as soon as Fnatic are spotted, they actually switch up their style, but happy to take down Pronex, and that was a counter boost up into drop zone. Really well played.
That was vital as well, because they were starting to over-rotate to A side, but Happy seeing that one, getting that shot, has given them all the information they need, and the fact he's got himself 3 kills is just about done and dusted. Flusher, the last man standing, separated from the bomb, and well, we talked about the pistols for EnVy. Looks like they've won this one.
Absolutely fantastic stuff from Happy there. We talked about the long aggression. They did that as well. Got so much information, pushing up there. Happy makes 3 huge, important frags there as well. And Fnatic just didn't even get a look into that round. Amazing scenes there. So EnVyUS, we talked about them getting that first round pistol, and then they'll be able to carry on some momentum from that. What's the reaction from Fnatic? Normally we'll see them force buy into these rounds. Looks like they actually won't be doing that without getting a bomb down or anything like that, but we actually call for a freeze time.
Yeah, so we gotta assume that's a tech pause and not a tactical pause, so it doesn't make any sense to do that right away. But a great round and a great effort from Happy with those 3 kills. That was very, very important. And even though Fnatic, I mean, as soon as they got spotted, I mean, the fact that Kenny sees 3 of them alone means Fnatic sort of, either they catch him straight away and kill him, and that's great, but if they don't do that, when he just runs and doesn't fight them, they kind of have to change.
It's the friendly chicken on screen. Just to point out though, Happy boosting up there, normally most T teams will rush B, so it's such a crazy play to try and boost at that initial round. It's like you normally hold back or stack it, but here we go then. There is the force buy from Fnatic and they make their way towards a B bomb site. Olaf, of course, on the upper platform.
Well, MBK has decided to bring in the Nova to drop zone, so anybody comes in his direction will get the game on your screen, because Kiyoshima's already managed to find one. And if that happens now, I'll be very, very happy, as with all you guys at home. MBK waiting.
Well, a bit of a slowdown here for Fnatic, losing the initial frag. They're going to go really fast, so fast that JW takes down Pronax in the mix, and that was not part of the plan. They'll drop MBK, so it's not all bad, but still, if they hadn't done that, it would have been 4v4 right now. They pick up that Nova shotgun, and they're going to see if they can make their way towards this B bomb site. Happy's there to stop them first, and Flusher going down means Envy have control of the round once again.
Happy trying to line up, but Crimson's already managed to try and push through window, but Apex is not going to allow it. JW, the last man, has picked himself up the shotgun from MBK's corpse, but Kiyoshima will find him, and that will be, in the end, a solid hold from Envy. But boy, look at that, the hit points, 4 and 10 for Keo and Apex, could easily have turned the other way.
A promising start for EnVyUS there, 2 clean rounds, no bombs going down either. They know they're up against an almost full eco here. I don't think Fnatic can justify buying a single thing here. So you can see 5 Glocks coming in, and it's almost a throwaway round. If they can get a bomb down in any sort of realm, I don't see how it's going to go down, but that's all the objective is going to be. You can see all 5 players now heading towards long A. Kenny S waiting for them though.
Full eco as well from Fnatic. It's very rare you see no pistols bought at all, but they're going to push on through. That grenade was fantastic from Kenny. He does go for the spray down, and he's got a Tech 9 to switch to after that Mach 10. And he will manage to get himself a big chunk of kills. Happy finishing things off here. Quick 4K there, and that is just about what you'd like there. It is, of course, an MP9 on a Mach 10.
So the thing is, without getting any bombs down, that means no AWPs for Fnatic. That's not necessarily the end of the world, but it means they're going through this round with very limited buy. They won't have absolutely everything available. There won't be a massive amount of Molotovs to flush CTs out, for example.
And my one worry was that the team kill would be what actually denied the AWP, but it wasn't. He would have had $300 more, which would have put him at 4,600. Not enough for an AWP. He's $150 short. But, you know, you always got to look for that. It would be quite a big thing if that team kill was the difference.
Look at Apex going aggressive again, getting a good glimpse around long. Didn't quite catch on Flusher, but it was enough to give the information across to his team. Now, they've got to be careful they don't over-rotate on this one. Kyo has managed to get himself up on platform. Quick flash to get a glimpse out there. So as the smoke dissipates, gets a little glimpse into the corner, but doesn't manage to catch on towards Olaf Meister, who will manage to find his head, and that's going to open up things on B side.
Over Apex thinking for the middle, and actually I think Flusher's waiting for Flusher goes down anyway. He was actually hiding there just to catch that kill. MBK in drop zone. And when that fire disappears, he's going to hear them running away already. He knows that they're going back. It's actually a very smart play from Fnatic. They're switching it up. Kenny goes down. How do they see this coming? It's all on NBK and Happy. A huge turnaround here. Even with Crims down, this is looking very tough here for the French team. And NBK already down. Pronax, I don't think he realizes just yet, but he's going to be flashed in, and NBK should be going down. He will be going down, and Happy has to run. That was a genius level play from Pronax. What a mid-round call.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic stuff from Fnatic. I love it when teams go through connector and get towards A. There's sometimes the CTs get such tunnel vision on the B area because it's contended so highly. They got an early frag there. Apex pushing towards long A as well. There was so much attention elsewhere. They made their way through, but Happy desperately trying to save his AWP now. This would be fantastic if he can do it, but take down JW, but Olaf Meister finishes them off, and Fnatic get their first round on the board. And what a great round it was, just because they had such limited utility available to them. But the CTs, of course, are going to force buy. We know no one ever ecos when EnVyUS and Fnatic are playing.
Absolutely, never a truer word spoken. It does mean that MBK, well, he's gone for a Mag 7, but if he takes it to drop, it's perfectly viable for him. And of course, just a FAMAS for Kenny S. But Fnatic, have they started as they mean to go on here on the T side? We were talking earlier on, and like, the bias and which side this is going to be, but Happy getting a glimpse will not be too impressed with being taken apart by Pronex there. We were agreeing that it was a T-side bias. We'll see whether the teams favour it that way.
So we saw Happy there trying to get that early information. He wanted to get that first kill just to secure his team when they've got the low buy here, but unfortunately Pronax ripped it head off his shoulders there and gives them a great position now. They can just take their time and work out what the CT's reaction is to that initial kill.
Very interested about the fact that Fnatic aren't playing that plateau that much, especially early in the game here, because later on, if EnVy get a good economy, they're going to have Molotovs to buy even more time. So Fnatic might want to use the fact that EnVy have fewer grenades now to play that B bomb side, and they are eventually going to end up there. And there's no smokes left, just flashbangs and a single HE here for NBK and Kyoshima to try and stop them. And about 40 seconds here. D-Man, this is going to be a very tough defense, I think, for the Frenchman.
It's a big ask for Kyoshima to try and keep them at bay, and well, as soon as JW manages to land that shot, it's a nigh on impossible task. NBK has managed to collect himself the M4 and gets a quick early one there. JW with not a lot of help does manage to find a second. Kenny S is going to join him. He's got a rifle in hand, but that's NBK down now. Pronex catching a glimpse of Kenny's back there. He's going to find Crims around the corner. This is a vital duel to see who will come out on top. It is Crims, and that's going to give Apex some serious problems. I doubt he'll go too aggressive.
He'll just be looking for one or two frags here. You can see he gets some intel there, but without a defuse kit and a rifle in hand, it's just very difficult prospect to actually even consider taking that bomb site. He will fall back trying to save the gun. MBK actually gave him a window of opportunity there. I'm not sure how he's allowed to get those two frags. Once they got the entry onto the B site, they should have just been swarming the bomb site and getting in there. They're a little bit apprehensive to get onto the site, but ultimately Fnatic do take the round, albeit two frags lost that maybe shouldn't have done, but Apex will be saving a rifle here. We knew the CT economy was low going into that round. It's going to be pretty devastating now. Each player getting $1,400 onto them, but let's see how this one goes down. They do save the rifle there, but Apex saves an M4 going into the 6th round here.
Do you guys feel like maybe the slow pace that Fnatic were adopting at the end of Dust 2, they're sort of transferring over to this map on the terror side? They're really not being very fast. They're allowing EnVy to just see what happens, and eventually they make up their minds, but it's slow.
Well, so far the frags are coming to them. When Happy's boosting up and giving you his head on a plate, why not just take it and slow down? But now we can see the change of pace. It looks like a full-on B rush coming in for Fnatic.
Yeah, they're going to realize pistols is all that EnVy will have in hand, and JW just waiting for Kyo to make the peak, and it will be a simple kill. And that gives them the opportunity to open things up there. Happy not able to get the close range pistol, and this round very much in the hands of Fnatic, but MBK strikes once again. If he can line up the second on JW, it could have turned it back in their favor, but Apex, the one man with the rifle, lines up, not allowed to take the shot, and Fnatic will close this one out with ease, equaling up the rounds. 3 apiece. Fnatic starting to hit their stride. EnVyUS need to try and slow them down.
Do you think there was like an instance of instant post-traumatic stress for Fnatic as MBK hit the first Eagle shot, sort of like a throwback to Dust 2?
I thought it was going to happen as well. He's so on point with that weapon right now. Seems to find kills that have absolutely nowhere. It's important to note that EnVyUS, again, they're not actually going to have an AWP here. It's going to be another force buy. We can see the lack of Molotovs. We talked about how important those can be on this map, but Fnatic, once again, all 4 players heading in, and it seems like JW fancies the pick in the drop-down area.
Apex was with him on MBK as well, though. I thought they were going to go for the counter boost, but after Pronex's kill on Happy previously, I think they've thought better of it. But look at this, Fnatic. Change of pace here. They've hit B site 3 rounds running. And EnVy don't really have a great deal of information here. They have no idea it's happening. Alfmeister's selling a great fake. JW, though, with those shots is certainly going to give the game away. And it's Kenny S and Apex that are going to try and stop him.
And this is very, very classic Fnatic on this map. Olofmeister lurking B while the rest of the team is doing something else. This is how they started playing Cobblestone when the changes were made to the map, and they've been doing it a lot ever since. And it works so well because Olofmeister has a very scary ability to open up this B bomb site while the rest of the team is maneuvering across the map. You see him sneaking in here at about 40 seconds. He's crept all the way through, checking every angle. 40 seconds left now. He's actually made it down to the low ground. I think he got spotted. MBK to take down Crimson. It's Olofmeister dropping Happy, and he goes down, and that's a great turnaround. But Pronex is right, Kenny and Apex both, and it's all on Kyoshima. They make it work. Olaf is just enough of a distraction to ruin that A defense, and Keo, he takes one and then he drops, and it's Fnatic taking a 4th round.
What an interesting round that was. Olaf initially becoming the distraction at the start of the round, but he actually became the backstab. The execution came in once he made his way into the B site, and he saw that drop, and this is the round. Pronax, how does he get in that position to find 2 CTs in front of him? Amazing round, but that's the 4th one in a row now for Fnatic. You can see EnVyUS struggling after getting the initial pistol.
Olafmeister switching over to the Mac 10 here, knowing that Envy are going to be on a save. It's going to be aggression, possibly answered by counter-aggression as Apex looks towards door. Flusher is sat ready and waiting there. Not going to get caught off by any close pistol play from Envy. And it's going to be Olafmeister that will start things off. Tries to get himself a flash around, Happy. I think he's going to go for a quick glimpse up close. And Olafmeister with a flash in hand might have got a chance to get caught out, but not anymore, as Olaf will start things off. He's now into sight, the rogue action in play, but Apex gets one over on doors, but MBK as well. And now this is a tricky 3v3, but there's no rifles to be had yet for Envy.
So Olafmeister doing his job perfectly. They're peeling the CTs away from the A bomb site. They've now realized as to what's going on. The bomb makes its way up middle, but the CTs are getting in position, ready for their advance into the bomb site.
Oh, MBK not able to land it. Crims will, and now you've got to feel it's going to be Fnatic's round. Kiyoshima not letting it go without a fight here. If he can land another quick flick on the head, he may turn it into his favor, but it will be Fnatic that close it round. It got a little costly, but in the end, it's the 5th round in a row that Fnatic hold.
So a great read by Fnatic. They know the economy system in this game, picking up the Mac 10 there, sending Olaf in, just trying to work out where the stack may lie. He kills one and works out where the others are. It gives the signal for the other players on the team, to go into the A bomb site. They got in, like you said, very expensive round. But finally, Kenny S has his AWP, and you can see him about to gather information in the middle.
Wow, he's very fast here. See if he can find an opening. Actually instantly flashed back while the rest of the terrorist team is making a play for drop zone, but they're getting smoked off here. Envy blocking in all the entrances. Finally, Flusher gonna go down. He tried to get that opening on Kenny and was almost successful, but not quite.
Kiyoshima trying to hold Olaf Obey here. JW is with him. They've already managed to push on through. And if Olaf just gets a peek to the side, he will get a clean shot, but Kyo will respond quicker. JW quick with a revenge kill. And now they are going to open up B site. Apex is there, but Happy is still lingering in the smoke. JW gets flashed up at just about the perfect time. Pronax drops down on his feet though. And now Kenny S, with that ult, with next to no health, has to land the shots.
Apex in the smoke. He's going to take down one on Pronax, and JW drops it. Apex to save the round here for Envy, and Crims, the last man left. No tell. It's a double, it's a triple. He gets 4 kills in the round, and Envy, they bring it back.
How does that happen? Just dancing around the smoke, causing absolute chaos there. 4 frags for him, the newest addition to the roster, and you can see it breaking down here. Fnatic had no idea he was there, and that last frag onto Crims as well. Very nice execution, and this is the 4th frag with 6 bullets left in the chamber as well. Nice stuff from him, and a perfect way to get them back into this game after a 5-0 deficit.
That is the answer they needed, but they need to be careful they don't lose out this round, or they will be absolutely broke once again. Fnatic are in. And that's a double smoke. Possible mistake there from Envy. Nervous play, possibly trying to stop Olaf coming into B.
We're in the 10th round here, and a good strong kill there as Apex goes down. But I actually think Envy are in a good position. I think if the French team get up to 6 or more rounds here, they're feeling very competitive on this particular map. Kiyoshima already tagged low a bit here. So Fnatic, see if they can extend their lead by getting 1 more kill. They've got plenty of time to wait. So MBK is lurking a bit around in the middle, trying to find an opening. It seems like they're bringing the bomb a little bit towards that A side of the map.
No more smokes left for Envy. Just the flashes. And Fnatic still working their way around as Kenny gets dropped by JW. That's going to open up the A side. MBK on the rotate, but he's going to be a little slow to get there. He does manage to get around the back of the APC. Has to hold them up, gets JW down. Happy comes in, he gets himself one, but Olafmeister applies. And now Kiyoshima in a 2-on-1, drops straight through. And just to get a glimpse of Olafmeister, he knows he's going for the plant, gets one, can't get the second. Olafmeister closes the round, but that was very close. But that is going to cause a few problems for EnVyUS once again.
After getting that initial pick as well, we saw EnVyUS on the back foot there, desperate to try and get a kill, but with a man advantage there, Fnatic had the possibility of sending Pronax into B by himself, and now this puts EnVyUS in a nightmare situation. After winning one round and losing the subsequent one, you can see they have next to no money here, and it's going to have to be almost full eco here with a couple of CZs in hand.
Definitely interested to see that Envy actually continued the rotation towards towards A bomb site, even though it was Pronax they killed on the plateau, because normally that'd be Olofmeister. So when you get Pronax instead, that's a huge sign that something has gone very wrong, but they actually got the right call anyway. Envy, this time, they're getting shot down in that B bomb site. They don't have armor. They've got one flashbang on Apex, and he's very nearly dead.
Yeah, they're not going to get caught out by any pistol play this time around. EnVyUS trying a few little boosts there, but it's getting read very easily by Fnatic, and Olofmeister making sure it's a clean round. Apex, the last man standing in no man's land away from the bomb here, just going to try and stick hold of this CZ and see if he can get anything from it. So Fnatic going to be moving in towards the next round. 7-4 up. They'll be happy with their T-side, but there is plenty more rounds to be had here, and they're going to hope they can get everything away from EnVyUS.
Fnatic is playing a very smart game at the moment. They're making sure they don't give too much away at the start of the round, see if there's a possibility to get a pick towards B, and if not, they focus their attention back to A, leave a lurker into B, keeping the attention there, CT's peeling away, and they make their execute onto the site, and it's very clever. But now they take their 7th round on the board. This is where it gets interesting for EnVyUS, as now, of course, Famas is out. Again, another difficult situation for them. They have managed to get one round on the board since the pistol. It's been a difficult first half for them, actually.
Famas is in the hands of MBK, Kyo and Apex. Buy what you can time for EnVyUS to try and stop the rot that Fnatic are starting. It's Olofmeister that's been the problem. Happy's been boosted up this time towards the tree, and Kyo really not being able to stop this platform play that Olof and Pronax have been engineering every single round.
Well, there's a pop flash through, allowing Olof to get out on the platform to see if he can once again find an opening. He's got the AK in hand, then a flashbang is going to force back Happy, who's playing on that bomb site, and Olof still looking for that opening. Happy taking the bait, almost walks into the shot, but now they're going to double peek him, and he does go down. Nice shot from Happy, and that's going to give a lot of confidence to Envy. But more than anything, I think they need Kenny to get back in this game here. It's 12 rounds, and he's got 1 kill.
He's absolutely dropped off now, but like you said, they get the advantage, and they need to fall back now, make sure they don't give a frag away, and this is middle advancement from Fnatic.
Apex is going to be pivotal here. They're all going to run straight towards him. Pronax goes down. Flusher will respond. And JW quickly catches Kenny S. He's not going to get another frag this game. Happy back on site with MBK and Kyo now coming in. We've got to try and keep them at bay here. Happy just on site. Crims is going to push on round, but MBK manages to find Flusher. Happy gets the spray down. That's the bomb carrier. Now JW trying to rescue his orb, trying to keep it in his hands. He doesn't manage to land the shot, and Happy will reply. And EnVyUS take the round and the orb for Kenny S.
Well, hopefully now they have got the AWP on his hand. We've seen him try to go towards middle and get some information there, and he seems to be getting locked out with the flashbangs and the smokes. Maybe just putting him in the back of B is going to be the most sensible option here. Instead of trying to take the fight to them, just hold back and see for that lurk to come in, and then he can control the bomb side in that sort of way. But let's see where he does go towards. Let's see going towards long A, maybe going for some more aggressive plays here, and this can be a difficult angle to pick.
You mentioned it earlier on, Anders, that they're just not challenging out at long A any rounds at all, and we are into the 13th round now. It's all on Olofmeister basically trying to eke some sort of opening, and again he's thrown platform.
I'd be very worried if I was Fnatic right now. Envy are showing that they know how to control this plateau. Olofmeister, shot to the face. It's going to be a quick trade. JW for NBK. Pronax from the underhand flash through. Can they take down Happy? He turns around, but he goes down anyway. And a lot of trouble for Kiyoshima. He's alone. Backup is far away, and they're all coming for him. They're coming from through the door here. And actually, Fnatic a bit slow, and that might cost them. Kiyoshima gets the kill pistols out, and Flusher will take him down. And now it's a 2v3.
Apex spots one around the other side, but he manages to get Flusher. That's the bomb carrier. Kenny S joins him. He's the only man left. He's got 1 kill in the entire game so far. And that is all he will have, because Crims executes him. And Fnatic get themselves another round on the board.
So another round where Kenny S is redundant, not really turning up at all. He's left in a 2-on-1 situation trying to clutch that. That's why I said getting to a back of B with the AWP seems to be more viable for them. At least he can find some confidence there. Now some easy shots coming in with Olof pushing up against that upper platform. So much there, but once again, they are on an eco here. There's actually going to be a force buy as well. So Desert Eagles head armor as well, and we can see once again Fnatic heading towards the B bomb site. Olofmeister leading the charge as usual, but a big round here. We know they can do it there. JW takes an Apex thing to open it up.
Very delayed smoke, and Olofmeister just strolls on through, gets a glimpse of MBK. That grenade's going to bounce straight back at him. Kyo trying to get anything, something, nothing. Things landing. Olaf will get tagged out by Happy, and that's going to be a rifle going to Kiyoshima as he hops up on there and collects it, but it's A side that they're looking towards.
Kenny's here, and he might get a kill if he's good at it here. No, but not going to happen. The UMP from Flusher will take him down. Kenny's having the struggle of a lifetime here. Happy up in the bomb site, 5-7 in hand, and Flusher will go down. MBK falls in return. It's still a 2v3, and that shot close range with the AWP from JW will drop him in. It's all on Kiyoshima with no grenades, with no kits. Henry, would you go for it?
Definitely not. Judging how we're going to go into the last round after this, you want to have as much money as possible. And if we take a look at what they've got right now, they're going to have absolutely nothing. It's going to be another pistol round. So if they can make sure they can save his AK, at least they have a fighting chance of taking the next round.
I love Kenny as much as anybody, but this is one of the reasons why originally when he was on Berry Games, they ended up trading him for Shox because they were worried about these high pressure situations and how he responded to them. I'm not saying that's necessarily what's happening here, but he needs to find a personal way back in the game.
I don't feel like he's been utilized correctly though. Like I said, they could have just easily had the solution there by stabilizing the economy, making sure they got him in a comfortable position, but he's just been on the other side of the map every single time. Wherever Fnatic have gone, they're just falling for the bait every time. But we go into the last round of the half now. You can see a couple of Famouses there, but Fnatic are well aware of what's going on in this situation. They change up their pace a little bit. The bomb heads towards long A.
And they're finally, like, as you say, going long A. Kenny's going to try and toss that nade out. The weak point has been spotted, and at the moment Kenny is not having a very good performance here. And unfortunately for you guys at home, none of those Kenny as Dragon Lords are dropping just yet, that's for sure. Can he hold them at bay? Smoke down, but they are so limited on resources. EnVyUS being tested all across the map. Olofmeister once again just pulling away weapons, but wow, Crims has gone down. Apex gets a double, can't quite make it a triple. And now Kenny, you have to deliver for your team now, as Flusher gets a peek across, but it's not to be. And Flusher gets the kill and the bomb recovered. It's a 2-on-3 though. Still, EnVyUS could do it.
And MBK with another Deagle kill. It seems like that's just a bad omen. Whenever he starts up, he seems to always finish very strong with that weapon. 35 seconds, and Flusher, he's got a double, but he's going to have to get an ace here to close out the round. And I think this is actually a huge difference. 10-5 or 9-6. If Envy get that 6th round, I think they're still very competitive in this map, and it could turn up either way here. And second half, let's see if Kenny can't make it back. We've got 2 people on A, and just NBK with a Deagle on the B bomb site. Flusher walking in, and he instantly gets shot down. And now it's going to be a bomb plant with a smoke to boot here. Are you ready, D-Man?
It's happening.
There was just 10 seconds on the clock. MBK, if he could have just stayed prone, anything hidden, it's easy to see. The benefit of hindsight is a wonderful thing, but they are lining up for Flusher now, and Happy running headlong into the crosshairs. Flusher not going to land the shot though, and it will be 9-6. Is that the round, ladies and gentlemen? You see what it means, Flusher and JW there. A wry smile, but it could very well have been 10-5.
Wow. I definitely think that could be the round. 9-6. They just showed us on the first half how good they were in the pistol round. In spite of their tournament statistics here, they've actually done very well here in the grand finals. Now the question is, if they could do the same thing on the terrorist side, if they win that, strong likelihood they'll end up at 9 being on the more favored side. This is still a very competitive game. Don't mistake the fact that Fnatic have had some very good streaks in this first half. Envy are very much in this game.
Absolutely, the T-side pistol as well. You normally do favour the Ts just because of the amount of options they have, and where the CTs have to be so peeled away and passive here. We may see some aggression coming in from Fnatic here, but you do have to put your eggs towards the EnVyUS camp here.
And I think you're doubly right. One of the advantages of the USPS is on maps where you have a lot of range. Well, there are a lot of places on Cobblestone where you have that, but the one place you don't is the drop-down room.
Yeah.
If they come in there with the Glocks and you're close range with USPS, you have 1, maybe 2 shots before you're going to get simply outgunned. So I'm really curious about Envy. We said it all tournament long, but their speed and their aggression is key to the success, and they almost just beat Fnatic on Dust 2 using it.
And what do you do when one of your teammates does have just one kill in the entire rain?
I don't think it was down to Kenny S necessarily. But you can see, just looking at the round there, that every round they got, they lost to one straight after. They never got an opportunity to actually build the bankroll up. We know Kenny S relies on the AWP. He can be a decent rifler, but it has seemed like he was locked out of that game purely because he never had the money to actually get rolling in that situation. We didn't see him really. The only thing I saw that was positive is when he went towards middle and faced with the orb, got some information but wasn't able to do anything with it. That's why I was calling for him just to be passive at the back of the B, and he could potentially just lock down that side by himself and have two players in drop down.
And quite often, we talked about it in the game, they weren't going long A. That's where he was. He was always on the retake, and he was always odds against him. I don't want to give excuses for the guy because, Kenny Hesse is a professional and one of the best players in the world, so nobody really needs to make an excuse for him, but it was definitely stacked against him. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9-6 Fnatic, the second half underway. Fnatic, are they just 7 rounds away from victory, their third major? Or can EnVyUS take it to a third map?
And look how ready Envy were for that counter boost up and drop zone, because they did it themselves. MBK charging in, but he's going to get shot down. Flusher and all over pressure, and Flusher again. Another headshot. Kenny returns, and it's about time. He's still got the Glock and 20 bullets left. Can he find the kill? He goes down to Pronex, and that's going to leave Happy alone. He was far away from his team, and they all got butchered in that A-bomb side.
It's going to be Happy here. No bomb. 1 minute remaining. He really hasn't got a hope. He needs to find a couple of frags very quickly, because as long as Fnatic don't make a huge mistake here, this is the pistol round in their favor.
And you would expect the next 1, maybe 2 rounds to follow as well. And that will take Fnatic into double digits, and that's a very nerve-wracking situation for any Envy fan out there. Little tap down with the USPS gives Happy's position away. Nobody really showing. Everybody has an angle to an impossible situation. And it is 10-6, ladies and gentlemen. Fnatic, they're getting close to doing it.
Interesting approach from them that round. Like we discussed how strong the drop-down area can be. They actually opted to send for their team towards the long A area, but that actually running into the bomb zone, running into the silenced USP is getting completely locked down there. But that's going to be another round on the board for Fnatic. 10 for them now. Of course, the force buy comes in from EnVyUS. They didn't get a bomb down, but they have got 5 Tech 9s, 5 sets of armor, and 1 flashbang. Suggests it has to be something very fast, and maybe they can finally utilize that drop-down area to some advantage here.
Look at Olafmeister and Flusher. They've gone very aggressive over on A site. Got a good peek around there. MBK was covering it off, but they're fully expecting this drop. They're just going to pile on straight through. It's going to be a fast play from EnVyUS. They have to get themselves round, but they have to start landing the shots, and Crims is just going to get a beautiful spray down alongside Pronax, and that attack has been stopped dead in his tracks. JW will manage to land the 3rd shot, and MBK now all alone gets himself 1 on Flusher, but that will be all they got. That was a force, and that's going to take Fnatic to 11-6 and an eco for Envy.
Unfortunately, that was just so predictable from EnVyUS, I'm afraid. Most teams will try that in that situation. EnVyUS, of course, famous for force buying in these situations, and then going towards that. The only real viable option you have is trying to get through drop down and force your way out of there. Fnatic was so prepared for it, locked them down, made sure they had crossfires set up there, and now we're looking down the barrel of 12 rounds on the board for Fnatic.
At least Envy, normally in those situations, they do enough damage that they might even be tempted to do another force-up. That's how they grind teams down. But Fnatic, they didn't lose that much. And now Flusher coming up here with the submachine gun, dropping Kenny and the bomb. And a bit of a grenade follow-up here. You can tell clearly who's in control of this match right now. Fnatic are dictating the pace of the game. And Envy, they're playing a game of catch-up, and they don't have the rounds for it. They need to get back in as soon as they have rifles. Another kill for Flusher, and we're looking at 5 versus 3.
They're showing such aggression on these anti-ecos as well. They know they've got absolutely nothing to play with. Most teams will be holding back and saying, let's wait for them to come to us. They're showing their dominance right now, getting these kills all over the map and not even dropping a single man themselves. A clean sweep of Fnatic there. So just showing how confident they are right now. And it looks like they actually may be going into this one with a huge advantage and maybe keeping the Mag 7 and the SMG there just to get the bankroll rolling and keep applying the pressure to Team EnVyUS there.
You got to wonder, is this time of a pause, Envy?
I'd say probably is at this situation, just because they need to work what's going on. MBK just pointed out he's got a Zeus there, so he's having a good time.
Feeling fruity. We'll see how close he gets with that one. It is going to be an aggressive boost coming out. JW will be getting up there, but Happy is ready and waiting for him, and he's going to rush straight in towards him. And Happy will get that opener. So is that the advantage that they need? Flusher lingering. Look at this little boost. Get himself in towards the corner. He's going to try and get a glimpse, but Olofmeister with a spray down, almost catching Kiyoshima out there. Kenny S does have to back away. Flusher got himself the kill over on A-Long. And this is still a very even matchup, but it is Fnatic coming out on top in the exchanges.
Oh wow, the SMG actually doing work for Flusher. A double, almost a triple there. Kenny getting tagged in the face, but doesn't do quite enough damage, and that's going to put it into a 3v3 here. And it feels like if anything has to work here for Envy, it's going to be Happy leading the charge. He's top fragging, I think, at 18 kills currently. They might need him to step it up and just try and carry them through here, because otherwise Fnatic are going to make their way through there. Walking in towards the B bomb site. Olofmeister's alone, and if you're going to have one player on a bomb site, D-Man, Olof might not be the worst one.
No, absolutely. If one man can do it, surely Olofmeister can. As much as he likes to call on his team being what helps him become one of the greatest players in the world, you cannot deny the fact that this man is a beast when he gets going. He doesn't quite get the triple spray down, but Happy has to get the plant in. He's only got 14 seconds remaining on the clock here. And Crim's Pronax push it in. He gets himself another. 3 health is all he has. The plant will go down. Crim's just about to come around the corner. Happy has to try and land the headshot, but it's not going to be. And that is 13-6. Fnatic just 3 rounds from their 3rd major.
I was about to say Olofmeister did everything he could to lock them out there, but Happy, that's one of the cleverest players I've seen in a while. He knew exactly what the Siege is going to be doing. Fake the bomb plant, face the door, and even when he was blind, takes the kill down and gave himself a real viable chance there. But just to compliment Olofmeister again, holding that area for the perfect amount of time as well, smoking out the T's where the 30-second mark was there, and then forcing them to come out in a horrible position, and that pushes Fnatic now in touching distance of tournament point here. It's really exciting stuff. We've got the AWP out for JW as well, and he's going to be facing this long A area.
Well, no AWP for Kenny, but JW did have one. He didn't land the early shot. He ends up going down to 80 health instead. And it's back down the middle, followed up by a grenade. He takes a little bit of damage, but Kiyoshima is over at a B bomb site and trying to see if he can find an opening through the smoke. No one going down just yet, but a bit of damage onto JW is a good start.
Pronax with a quick spray down. That was in drop room, catches Happy out. But it is A-Long that was being worked. Flusher, though, not falling for it, not calling for any rotating. Fnatic are holding strong, and that's going to work completely against Envy here. That was a late smoke going down, 50 seconds on the clock. They are working into a very well set up Fnatic defense.
Pronax close to drop down here. Gotta be careful, they're coming and in force. Apex around the corner. Pronax gonna get sprayed down. There's the opening, but Olofmeister's up on the box. He takes 1-2, turns a 180, but then Kiyoshima shows up. And we're gonna be in a 2v2, 35 seconds. The bomb being put down, but look at this Flusher through the smoke, and he drops him. He's got 8 bullets left. Kiyoshima has to go for the quad kill here to win the round and extend this series. Fnatic, they're dangerously close to a victory. 22 seconds, and it's ticking away. He has to commit or get the kill, one or the other. A flash out to buy time, and Kiyoshima flanking all the way around. Flusher sees him, nearly drops him. 10 seconds, 9 seconds. Flusher, is he gonna move closer? Kiyoshima has to hold it down. 9 bullets, and he stops it. Kiyoshima gets it.
Oh my God.
You're gonna be kidding, he actually wins that round, and it's 7-3, and Envy, they stay alive.
What a bait that was, the double fake plan to win the round, and that was one they absolutely needed. You can see them finally getting some money in their bank account. They had 2 galos that round, but what a play at the end.
As soon as he lets go of the bomb, if he gets this wrong, his Flusher is somehow in a place where he can't kill him, the round is done. He can't recommit to the plant in that time. That is a huge risk for Kiyoshima.
Not only was he done, he'd be dead. That was a simple duel after the time were to run out as well. It was so big. Envy not done yet. Well, we were saying the same for Fnatic in the previous match on Dust 2. Now, can Envy try and cobble something together here and get themselves a couple more rounds on the board? Flusher being kept at bay over on long A, but that flash will give Envy pause for thought. Now it's going to be a rotate once again. They're coming in, but Happy will get himself the opener. Pronax goes down. Is that going to draw the attention, or will it be a fake?
Good start here once again. JW though hiding in the smoke right underneath Happy, and Happy furiously spraying through, but he's not coming out on top. That Max 7 doing a lot of damage. But over at the A side of the map, we've got Flusher and Olofmeister very close to the action here. Olof going to be peeked into the middle of the flashbang, and Flusher picking up a kill on MBK.
That's going to give them serious problems. Apex going to come around the side, picks the AK up, and Olaf comes out on top in the straight-up one-on-one duel. And now Kenny and Happy are all that stand in the way of Fnatic's 14th round and possibly crippling Envy's economy.
They do it again, that perfect timing, pushing through the synergy with the flashbangs into middle, picking up a couple of frags, falling back, and that reaction as well, coming in from long A. Olofmeister somehow finds a kill as he returns there. But now we go into almost match point for Fnatic, and look at the money for EnVyUS after winning that last round. They have absolutely nothing to play with here, and that's been a theme for this entire game.
Wow, there's so much going on in this game. I don't know, is it against tournament rules to have Happy play for both himself and Kenny? Could they do that? Because I feel like right now Happy's just seconds away from putting the whole team on his back and trying to see if he can pull this one through. They need to take an astonishing amount of rounds in a row, and it's not starting off well. Olofmeister picking up 1, 2, he's got the pistol out, looking for more headshots. The bomb is down as well. This is a disaster for the Frenchmen, and Krim shows up down to 2.
They tried a similar tactic that worked for Fnatic, and Fnatic were not falling for it. They had the men in position, and that's left the bomb in no man's land. Kiyoshima just going to get hunted down in drop room here. Happy's going to try and join it, but he's just hoping and praying that one of these deagles will land, but it's not to be. And Fnatic will be on championship point. Their third major beckons. Love them or loathe them, you have to respect them. Fnatic could become modern-day Counter-Strike legends.
I think this may be it, guys. This is the last round potentially. Look at the bar they have, Tech 9s, AKs, but we saw Fnatic do it on Dust 2. There's no reason why EnVyUS can't dig deep now. They know everything's on the line. One more round will do it. What have they got left in the tank?
I mean, you could have been a bit worried as a Fnatic fan when you saw them play Luminosity on Mirage yesterday. That was a struggle. I think they could have lost 2-0 to VP, but look at the speed coming into it here. Grenade on through, and Envy, they're speeding up. JW missing a couple of shots, and they get 2 in return. Pronax in the back lines, and they're going to get the refrags here. Very low on health is Happy, and they just keep on training it through. They can't stop now. Olaf with the kill as well. It's going to be Kenny with the refrag. Grenade on in. Happy's on 6 health. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to require a miracle and nothing less for Happy to make it out. I don't think there's any chance. Flusher looking to end this. It's going to be a third title for Fnatic. They win a third major championship in global offensive.
Wow, and what a way to finish it.
Their place at the top echelons of Counter-Strike history. They are by far the best team in CSGO.
What a moment it is. Olaf Meister, you look like you can't believe it.
I don't know what to say, man. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I've never played the first game, the comeback. I don't know what to say.
Well, talk me through that comeback, because to all intents and purposes, you should have lost that first map.
Yeah, we should have lost that first map, but I think we have never played that good Counter-Strike on the T side of Dust 2 before. I don't know where it came from, but somehow we did it. I don't know.
I heard the casters saying it was godlike. When you're in that moment, when you're on that comeback, at what point do you believe it yourself?
15-15. We believe we can be down 15-0 and we can still believe. But it was that game was also very hard mentally. But it only proves that how good our team is. I don't know what to say.
How does it feel? Just talk me through the feelings of what it's like to know you've set all these records. You're now the first team ever to win 3 majors. You've won one back-to-back. How does that feel?
I have no words. I don't know what to say.
Listen, I'm not going to keep pushing it. What do you want to say about the rest of your team and how they played?
I don't know. I don't have any words. The feelings I have right now is undescribable. I don't know what to say.
I'm going to leave it there, Olaf Meister. Listen, I think you're going to get a rapturous applause from every single person in the Lanix Arena. It's been an unbelievable tournament. Put your hands together for Fnatic!
Fnatic are indeed your ESL 1 Cologne 2015 champions, winning back-to-back ESL events, but of course, more importantly, winning back-to-back majors. Now 3 major titles in their trophy case, 3 of them holding 3 of those, 2 of them now along with the back-to-back and 2-time major title holders. What a final. I mean, sure, we didn't get to see 3 maps, but we got to see an amazing team perform and prove that they are indeed the best right now.
The best team of the Counter-Strike Global Offensive history. I think that is pretty clear by this moment. And they just played overall great. I think Olaf said it pretty well. They have never played such a good TR on Dust 2. To do that in a major final, to come back from those deficits, it's just stunning.
Yeah, I mean, Moses, walk me through this, because that is exactly what it was. They didn't prove that they were the best because they stomped through the whole tournament as we all celebrate here together. We got confetti here at the desk, too.
It's like not there, unfortunately, but yeah.
But, you know, they climbed back into it.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the hallmark of a good team, and I think, you know, and we'll let the crowd cheer for EnVyUS here, who had a great tournament run, actually, a fantastic tournament. This is a team that's going to be so good so soon.
Of course, I mean, they proved that they got to the finals so close to winning themselves, and the fans cheering for them.
Kenny must be devastated right now.
Yeah, he had probably the worst game of his career on that cobblestone game, and that's what I was talking about coming into last map there. How much will it affect him when they lost that Dust 2 game after being so far up and then ending up losing in overtime? And it just, obviously, they never had the economy to actually give him an op or whatever, but overall, just throughout the whole cobblestone game,
yeah, I mean,
he wasn't good enough. But I just want to point something out. We kept the major in Sweden. Congrats to me. And congrats to Team Fnatic.
Of course, congratulations going out to Fnatic, but really good to see everyone celebrating also how far EnVyUS has come. But yeah, let's keep the spotlight on Fnatic because they deserve it right now. The fact that they climbed back into the finals, they also climbed back at the semis too, when they were losing to VP. That's when you know you have such a strong team, because they never go down and out. They just go down, but they bounce right back up.
Yeah, 4 rounds away from actually going out in the semi-final against Fnatic or against Virtus.pro. It really didn't look good for them at that moment, but they're so good at controlling the map. I feel also like the way that every player on that team is just contributing is just insane. You see Pronex, a lot of guys have been like, yeah, he doesn't frag as much as the others. For this final, he did, and he also made some very important calls.
Yeah, he had one of the key rounds, the double spray down on ramp going up. Hey, that round right there, that spray literally won them that round.
Yeah.
That's the kind of performance that Pronex is capable of. That's why he has a spot on this team. It's not only the great mind, it's the fact that he can frag as well when needed.
Mm-hmm. The big thing to me is Olaf didn't have any words to describe his teammates out on stage there just in that moment, but he described it to us just a couple days ago during the group stage when he said, I don't like being called the best player in the world because I have the best teammates in the world. And that's true, that all of his teammates just, they carry each other, they lift each other up, they make them all better than any of them could be individually. And that's what we're seeing. That's why they're the greatest all time. That's why they won 2 back-to-back and 3 overall.
I mean, that's also one of the reasons, yeah, we can call him the best player in the world, but keep in mind, when he says he has the best teammates in the world, yes, he's 110% correct, because they are the best team in the world.
Well, there you have it. It's just that simple. Look at how competitive this entire tournament has been, and getting into the playoffs, 2-0s, yes, but battles nonetheless. Into the semifinals, 3 maps, each one, tooth and nail.
Of course.
3 of those players from Fnatic have won 3 majors, including the first major.
What a record.
That right there is legendary, no matter the game, the history. That right there is incredible.
Yep. You know, it was really fun to watch how people were watching this tournament throughout the week. People were starting to doubt as Fnatic showed some weaknesses against these teams, as these teams started to try to challenge them. They were like, does Fnatic also need another roster swap? Who's the weak link on Fnatic? But then they showed up at the finals, they were like, no one. All 5 of us are going to perform, and we're going to make sure we secure that trophy once again. Fnatic just nailing the coffin right there and making sure that everyone was reminded, you know, you can come this close to beating us, but if you can't beat us, that's the end of the story.
Exactly. You have to be decisive, and it just wasn't in Envy today.
Yeah, I mean, or was it? Because if they would have won that Dust 2 game, I mean,
yeah,
that's the thing,
well,
right?
what if? I mean, it pains me, it breaks my heart to say, but what if Kenny didn't have 1 frag at the end of the first half?
I agree, but the thing is,
it breaks my heart, but that's the reality, is that you cannot have a godlike player not show up for the final when you need him most.
I agree, but I feel like Kenny is one of those players that's just going to come back even stronger, right? And also, you can always say what if, yeah. But they were having that massive lead on Dust 2. They would have had the opportunity to lose couple, and right now we would have been preparing for the Inferno game.
Could have been.
They can't. When they go home, they'll be so sad about that Dust 2 game that it's absolutely insane.
Soul crushing.
Yeah, and I think that's just the 2 maps they just lost are signs that we saw how good they've been as a new lineup so quickly. But the 2 reasons why they lost, they're just signs of a team that's so new together. And we forget that because of how well they played leading up to these finals.
Right.
Not being able to close out a team in a grand final, not being able to close out a team in any match is a sign of a team that's new together. They're still figuring out how to do that. That's where the next step is taken. And also just how deep the map pool needs to be. We talked about it in every map veto. Fnatic, deepest map pool. TSM, Virtus.pro, those guys, major winners, have very deep map pools. Yeah. Except for TSM, excuse me.
Well, after throwing Kenny under the bus, we do have to give kudos to Apex and Kenny. They haven't been in that situation.
Of course.
Exactly, right? This is their first time on that stage in a final battle. 3 of their players have won a major title. They've been in that situation. They learned how to close it. Unfortunately, this is just another learning experience that they're going to have to take from it. Now, Apex and Kenny, they know that feeling. Next time, it won't be this way.
And just to point out as well, without Apex and Kenny, they would not be in the final.
Yeah.
The way that they've been playing throughout the tournament, you have nothing to be upset about. Sure, you can be upset for now about losing the final versus Fnatic, but then when you go back and look at it, the just pure talent you have on that team and what you succeeded throughout this major is something that you should be happy about.
But one other thing I want to point out is I feel like EnVyUS will be stronger, but I feel like they are also one of those lineups which will fairly quick reach one of the highest levels. I feel like they have maybe 5-10% more in them. That would probably have been enough for this event to win the major. But the other team's also going to be stronger and stronger. They're going to keep fighting.
I mean, let's talk about that. But let's talk about that. I mean, how close, when you started listening to the what ifs, similar, and you guys were jumping in on all the other what ifs we could have. What if VP beat Fnatic? What if Luminosity beat Fnatic? Right? What if TSM beat? We could have had so many what ifs. And you're bringing up a good point that sure, Envy fans have hope. Envy players yourselves have hope. But at the same time, every other team is also going to come back stronger than ever.
I have one more what if. What if we close this show down and go drink some beer?
That doesn't sound like a bad idea.
Hold on.
Because, I actually wanted to end with that because, listen, celebration to, of course, you four gentlemen, but everyone who was watching today, everyone who was here, congratulations to CSGO. We filled the Lanxess Arena. We were here for 4 days of an event. The MMC studio started off 16 teams down to the wire in the finals. Over 1 million people watching. An amazing weekend.
What if Fiflaren comes back to NIP after this kind of failure and they go back to win a major?
Oh, there's
no follow-up on that one. But ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching ESL 1 Cologne 2015 this weekend. Gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your expert thoughts throughout the weekend and guiding us through as we watch Fnatic take another major title. Tell us what you thought of the show. Hashtag ESL1. And also, don't forget, CS continues with ESL and IEM San Jose later this year in North America should be just as explosive. For now, we'll see you guys later.